All right, welcome back, friends. So I know we just landed at John Wayne an hour and 25 minutes ago, but I've been bugged by the bad landing situation at San Diego yesterday or last evening. It's been chewing away at me. So I figured we're going to do a full flight back to San Diego. I dropped my passenger off. It's just me. I want to see if the elimination of real-time traffic improves the situation. So let's not waste any time. Let's get going. I have to deal with this ongoing bug with the camera, always defaulting to zoom type auto, but we'll figure that out. No big deal. Okay, so make sure our parking brake's engaged. It is. Go ahead and move up the crash bar. Generator set. Come on. This mouse wheel is going to be the death of me. I swear. There we go. Battery.
System test. Okay.
Clearance delivery Dover November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo IFR to Lindbergh ready to copy. Dover November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo is cleared to Lindbergh Airport as filed.
Okay.
Takeoff runway 20 right, climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure frequency is 132.7 squawk tree 564.
Read back real quick.
Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo cleared to Lindbergh Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 20
Don't think we need
right,
pushback.
maintain 6,000 feet.
Yeah, we'll skip the pushback today.
Departure on 132.7
Fire it up.
squawk tree 564. Dover Tree Whiskey Bravo, read back correct. Contact ground on 132.25.
Will do. NG percentage 13. Low idle.
John Wayne ground Dover November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo requesting pushback.
NG percentage. We'll wait till that gets green.
November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo pushback request accepted.
No, I don't want pushback. Stupid.
John Wayne ground Dover November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo requesting the end of pushback.
Okay.
Dear November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo request to end pushback.
Synchro altimeter 29905. Weather's very accurate today in the sim. Activate our inertial separator. Turn on our taxi lights. Let's get going.
Dear November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo taxi to and hold short of runway 20
Deactivate
right,
parking brake.
taxiway Bravo Delta cross runway
Let's go.
20 left. Contact tower on 128.35 when ready.
So this is a very short flight back down to San
Hold
Diego.
short runway 20 right via taxiway Bravo Delta cross runway 20 left Dover Tree Whiskey Bravo.
Follow the ribbons, although I could taxi myself over to 20 right blindfolded at this point. While we're rolling here, we'll set our we'll take our altitude selector. I gotta be honest, I have mixed feelings about turning off real-time traffic. I mean, in some ways it's neat, you know what I mean, to hear Alaska, United, Southwest, but in other ways it's kind of just aesthetically it's annoying because it's just constant annoying ATC chatter. But frankly, more importantly, it's not an insignificant threat to sim stability. I mean, I haven't crashed a desktop because of it, but there's frame rate issues and there's also just playability issues. I mean, if you watch the San Diego video, it was a hot mess. It was just there's planes everywhere. ATC couldn't keep up. You know, they were having mid-air collisions, or not quite, but close mid-air collisions. I'm getting caught in wake turbulence. I mean, it was really not realistic. I mean, it's been okay on some of these smaller airports that I've been flying into, but if you're flying into a big international airport, San Diego is not a small airport. I can't even imagine trying something at a major international airport in a commercial airliner that's not on VATSIM. If you're on VATSIM, that's one thing, right? That's a platform that's run by hardcore simmers and played by hardcore simmers. But when you're just counting on AI, ETC, to handle 2-mile separation on multiple inbound airliners, it's just not able to do it, and we saw that yesterday. Anyway, I set our altitude selector at 6,000 feet. I actually selected in the setup page cruising altitude. That's a little weird, a little overgrown with weeds. I actually selected in the setup page a cruising altitude of 10,000 feet. We'll see if on our flight from San Diego up to John Wayne, somehow that defaulted to 6,000. We had to request an increase to our cruising altitude. Set our VS here while we're thinking about it, 1,800 feet per minute, kind of our standard climb out rate. Arm VS, arm heading, although we'll sync our heading bug once we take off. Nice short taxi on this one. This is probably a record for me, 6 minutes getting to the runway threshold. The brakes there a little. Make our left turn. There is somebody about to take off over there. See that Cessna at a gate. But at least there's another player. I think the sim can handle other players in terms of air traffic. But all those airliners going into San Diego last night was just a mess. Look right just to make sure nobody's landing on 20 left. We're not taking off on 20 left. That's the GA runway. We're going to take off from 2A right. We are GA, but we'll take the longer runway for takeoff. Okay. There's the 20 left marker. Brake here and get clearance. Set up finally for takeoff, landing, and pulse. Flaps at takeoff. Get our pitot heat on. You see our bleed is off, so that means our plane needs to be pressurized. We're clear for takeoff. Let's go. Make sure nobody's coming in. No one is. All right, fingers crossed for this very short flight down to San Diego. (196) is the approach course. Runway heading on 20 right at John Wayne. And there we are at 195. Almost got it. Come on. Come on, baby. There you go. All right. Okay. 196, 197. Close enough. All right. Okay. Everything's armed. Heading is armed. VS is armed. Flaps are set at takeoff. Heading bug is now synced. Lights are good. Let's go. Just down to San Diego. Let's make this snappy. Start our takeoff roll. Airspeed's alive. Knots and rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Autopilot engaged. Yaw damper now engaged. Power down at 1,000 feet. Part of the noise abatement here, John Wayne. Shall allow our climb rate.
132.7 for Doppler Tree Whiskey Bravo.
A little less noisy.
SoCal departure Doppler November Tree 4 Tree
Yeah,
Whiskey
slight
Bravo
left turn
is
stay over the back bay.
6,000 feet. Doppler November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo.
Activate now.
Departure continue as planned. Altimeter 29.94.
Looking good. Nice takeoff. Pass over Fashion Island here in a second. It's a beautiful outdoor mall, business complex in Newport Beach. Flaps retracted. There's all sorts of businesses here, beautiful hotels. Interesting architectural building there called, that's the Island Hotel right there. Yeah, there's actually writing on it. Beautiful architectural building there, interesting one called Civic Life. Interesting one. Kind of an upside down pyramid. As we get over Lido Island, which is right here, this very exclusive area. That's why we have to be so quiet. We don't want to wake up the rich people. Kind of low and slow right now, but as soon as we get out over the coast, we'll gun it. Really a pretty textbook departure from John Wayne. Deactivate our inertial separator. There's the coastline. Weather's very accurate today. It's just like this. Okay, I'm at 3,500 feet. I'm over the water. Torque percentage at 96. Very good. Moon. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little, what's the word? Not apprehensive, but I just had to have a rematch. I just couldn't let it stand what happened yesterday. Drove me crazy. I own it when I am responsible for the screw up. I own it. If it's my fault, I'll say so. God knows I've made plenty of mistakes on in sim, but you know, bottom line is I've been flying 3 Whiskey Bravo. I mean, I got 150 hours in this thing since the sim came out. 150 hours. It's nothing to sneeze at. And I haven't crashed it. So when I come close to crashing it, not because of anything I did wrong, but because of sim issues, it's frustrating. Okay, we're coming up to 6,000 feet. Let's see what happens if we get cleared to 10. That's what we should be cruising at. There we go. Making our left turn at Muscle.
Climb and maintain 10,000 feet, Docker Trey Whiskey Bravo.
Really hauling ass here. I keep forgetting the plane's very light. I'm by myself and I have very little gas. I mean, I have enough gas, but I just didn't put much gas in because this is a short flight. So we're moving. 217 knots at 6,400 feet. Pretty good. Turning left at Muscle. That's a good name for a waypoint, isn't it? Muscle. Ocean theme. I love some of these names on these waypoints. Sleeves. That's funny. Coward, Big Joe, Otis. I suspect there's a lot of hidden messages in those waypoint intersection names. Okay, so we're out over the water. Orange County, Southern Orange County, off our left. Santiago Peak, Majestica Peak, also known as Saddleback, because, well, because it looks like a saddle. Crystal Cove State Park, right here. Really some beautiful areas to hike, mountain bike, or in my case, run. Check our winds here. I Thought I had activated our wind settings on the PFD, but apparently not. Nope, somehow I forgot that. Anyway, we got a 12-knot tailwind right now. That works for me. Already only 21 minutes from San Diego at our current airspeed. Just 87 nautical miles. Coming up on Dana Point. So this mountain range is the Santa Ana mountain range, Cleveland National Forest. Beyond it, there is San Bernardino mountain range, Mount San Gorgonio right here, Mount San Jacinto right here, and then this pass in between these two right here is Interstate 15. That's the route that everybody in Southern California takes when they're headed east to Las Vegas, Interstate 15. The Cajon Pass. But we're leveling out at 10,000 feet. Airspeed's good, picking up. Doing 270 knots across the ground. You'll see here, if you take a look at our planned approach, make a right here at Oceanside, OCN, fly along the coast. That'll go pretty quick. Then turn in and make a big U-turn. And if you remember yesterday's flight, the infamous Lindy, which I figured out how to misspell in 3 different ways, the BYDDA, O'Kane, CIJHI, Rebo, and then finally runway 27 at Lindbergh Field in San Diego with the modified scenery. So we'll see what happens. If the stuttering is as bad, if it's better, if it's worse. At the very least, we know we will not have to contend with constant ATC chatter and mid-air collision risks and I mean, you name it. That was a real mess. Interstate 5 runs along the coast here. It's really a pretty drive, driving down from LA County, Orange County, south to San Diego. This whole area is all undeveloped. You might wonder why in an area as well off and densely populated as Southern California is. Why is this huge section empty? And that is it's Camp Pendleton, a very huge area. Actually ran a race inside Camp Pendleton once. They opened it up for a race, you know, running. Very cool to see an area. It's very rustic. It's very preserved. It's kind of how this whole area looks naturally. That is coastal Southern California. Really an environmental treasure in addition to its obvious military value. But Interstate 5 runs along the coast, sort of on a easement through the base. Very cool. Getting ready to make our right turn at Oceanside. Oceanside's the northernmost city in San Diego County. Very nice, beautiful town. And we'll see what else we encounter on our way. Made this drive down to San Diego more times than I can remember, but the flight's way faster. It generally takes about an hour and a half on a good day with no traffic, hour and 20 minutes to get down to San Diego. But this is way faster than the TBM, I'll tell you that much. We do not have an ILS frequency to enter for this approach to runway 27. We are landing on the RNAV Yankee approach, runway 27. Airport elevation again at San Diego Lindbergh Field, 17 feet. Approach course to runway 27 is 275. but this will be the test as far as I'm concerned. If I get it, I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Climb and maintain flight level 180 Docker Tree Whiskey Bravo.
That doesn't make any sense.
Docker Tree Whiskey Bravo, descend and maintain 9,000 feet.
Oh dear.
Descend and maintain 9,000 feet Docker Tree Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, so we'll start throttling back. That was funny, you heard it? Climb to 18,000, 180, and then 30 seconds later, descend to 9,000. There's still bugs. There's still bugs. That was a little one though. We'll see if we get a PFD screen lockup like we did last time, or like I've gotten now a few times. That's happened. Actually happened on my flight up. Look at that. That's actually the San Diego Steam Generating Station. I think that's what it's called. When you're on the 5, driving south or northbound, you see this very pronounced smokestack. I should have looked closer, check on the way back, but probably we passed over San Onofre, used to be now mothballed nuclear power plant.
Maintain 5,000 feet Docker Tree Whiskey Bravo.
Down to 5,000. Let's keep going down to 5,000. Really, wow, what a fast flight. And I wish it was this easy to get to San Diego in a car. So that's all northern San Diego County out there. Carlsbad, Palomar. Nice, very nice area. Gorgeous along the coast here, it really is. Beautiful weather. Coming up on an Encinitas on the left. There's a beautiful lagoon. I think it's San Elijo Lagoon. It should be visible here momentarily. Be up there, that's it, I think.
Docker Tree Whiskey Bravo, contact SoCal approach on ONE 24 decimal tree 5.
Anyway,
it's kind of nice to have a
Docker Tree Whiskey Bravo.
quick short flight. I hope we don't have a PFD freeze. That we're. I've been trying to identify whether that happens because of ILS. When ILS approach is part of it, and this is not an ILS approach, so we'll see what happens.
SoCal approach, continue to Mike Zulu Bravo as planned. Altimeter 29er decimal 9er tree.
Just remembering we don't need to be. We get the VYDDA right here. We need to be at 4,000 feet. We're already at 6,800. We're up here. So, altitude's not going to be an issue. Still a great shot of Interstate 5 running along the coast. There's that lagoon I mentioned. San Elijo. It really is accurately depicted. When you're on the 5, kind of descend down into it right at the water's level. It's very pretty. Beautiful cliffs here. God, I was just so entranced by the weather. Here's somebody coming right at us. But see, at the very least we know that that's not an airliner, that's another fellow flight simmer. Hey dude. He's probably flying the same airway. There he goes. Yep. Going to Orange County or LA. Almost certainly. Interesting that he doesn't show up on here though. I don't know what to make of that. Shallow out our descent rate even more since we're really doing fine on our positioning. Here's the downtown San Diego, the one that almost slayed me yesterday. I did confirm that the mod that I bought, look at that, I swear that looks like a photograph. The mod that I bought for San Diego does include modifications not just to the airport but to the city. That's Torrey Pines. Torrey Pines Golf Course. Golfed there once or twice in my prior life. Beautiful. Probably at or around the University of California, San Diego. It is north of the city. Kind of looks like a university, if you ask me. That's Genesee exit. What a breathtaking piece of software. God. Alright, we're at 5,000 feet right now. That's fine. Everything's going great so far. We'll see if we end up being brought to our knees again by the sim. Things looking good right now, though. About to make our left turn and then turn final, showing just 12 minutes now. Yeah. 4,000. 4,000 right here. BYDDA. Probably get a descent command to 4,000 shortly. Let's set our heading bug to the approach course on the actual runway 275. Give you some perspective on the runway heading versus where we are. This blue or cyan colored bug right there, that's the runway heading, like this. So we're headed towards it. We'll turn left, turn around, head in. They nailed the weather, man, I'll tell you. The weather looks great. Get ready to turn left here at Mike Zulu Bravo MZB. Fingers crossed. Please don't let me have another nightmare like last night. Oh God. I will tell you though, if this goes well, I'm heading right back out to Orange County. I want to sleep in my own bed tonight. Ready to turn left? Commentary.
Whiskey Bravo, you are 6 miles northwest. Keep speed below 210 knots. Expect RNet Yankee runway 27 approach by an LYMDI transition. Clear to LYMDI.
Okay, so we're clear to Lindy.
Keep speed below 210 knots. Expect RNet Yankee runway 27 approach by an LYMDI transition. Clear to LYMDI. Hertree Whiskey Bravo.
Airspeed's good, 165. Descend to 4,000. Did he tell us to descend to 4,000? Actually, no. We're cleared to Lindy, but he didn't tell us to descend to 4,000. That's interesting. It's alright. We'll handle it. I expect that'll be our next descent instruction as we close in on Lindy. Airspeed 145. I got my hands full here as we handle this approach, but that's okay. Looking good. That is something. God. Okay, so we're clear to Lindy. Might as well just turn straight to Lindy and skip all this. He did clear us. Did he confirm that? Clear to Lindy. Let's do it. What do you say? Okay, sync our heading bug, activate heading, and then turn right. Head direct to Lindy. This will save us a minute or two. That's us right now, if you take a look. See how we're deviating from this approach? Because we're going to head to here instead of doing all that. Airspeed looks good, 150. It's just one of the biggest threats to my safety in this game is my desire to look out the window. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but it's the truth. It's just so... I feel like I'm in a plane and looking out the window. I'm sure that my sense of immersion is enhanced by virtue of the incredible monitor that I use. It really is is exceptional. This ACES 49-inch monitor really, I mean, I'm in a dark room right now, got this immense monitor in front of me, just makes it feel so real. God. So we'll try to meet Lindy head on. That is, you know, at a 90-degree angle, and make it easier to make that right turn, not quite so steep. Bank angle is deactivated. Bank angle, half bank, I should say. This button right here, bank, that limits just how steeply the airplane can turn. Really need to have that activated when you're at high altitude. Trail, I want to run that, but you do not need it at lower altitudes and lower speeds. It's going a hell of a lot better than last night, I'll tell you that much. Do you remember this last night, you guys? Where there was 18,000 planes, Alaska, Southwest, American, Delta, they were everywhere. I mean, it was a major league buzzkill. Keep that sort of gentle right turn towards Lindy going. I don't mind the absence of other aircraft. I mean, in a perfect world, it'd be awesome. But the fact is that it's kind of tricky to incorporate real aircraft into a simulation, especially when it's busy. When the ATC AI just isn't equipped to handle what real people, real air traffic controllers, are equipped to handle. And when you add some goofball in his man cave flying a TBM named 3 Whiskey Bravo to the mix, it complicates it even more significantly, as you can obviously imagine. I don't know if they'll clear us to descend to 4,000 when we get to Lindy or not. See, right now I'm intentionally heading just slightly northeast of Lindy so that we can start to turn into it, kind of intercept it by at the same time skipping this unnecessary real estate. But I'm waiting for an instruction to descend to 4,000. Hopefully that'll happen when we get to Lindy, because as you recall, we need to be at 4,000 at VIDA, VYDDA, Victor Yankee Delta Delta Alpha. Let's see. Well, if nothing else, it's certainly a lot calmer on the radios, and I'll take that. If that's the only thing that's different, is that the radios aren't constantly chattering. So we'll get ready to make our right turn to sort of approach this at a perpendicular angle. That'll make the additional 90-degree right turn a little easier. There we go. There it is. And we've already anticipated that, so we'll increase our descent rate.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Dodger 3 Whiskey Bravo.
Remember, as you initiate a descent, you're going to pick up speed, so let's slow our throttle down a little bit. Continue a right turn here to hit Lindy. And these RNAV approaches are always a little bit trickier, whether or not it actually will intercept the glide path. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and press the APR button, see if it intercepts. It is! Awesome! It's intercepting! This is fantastic! Let's see if it should keep turning right as it gets to, there it is. Nice. Now, why this is turned magenta though? Oh, this should be magenta. Let's see it, maybe on the verge of screwing up. No? No, we look good. Nice! This turned magenta, just like I predicted, you see? Excellent. So, we need to be at 4,000 VYDDA. That waypoint is only 59 seconds away. We're at 4,120 feet. This is fantastic. Airspeed's looking good, 138. A little bit tiny more gas. Now 136. Coming over to those mountains. Trail. That wants.
Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo, descend and maintain 3,600 feet.
Down to 3,600. That is the
Maintain 3,600
Lower
feet.
Otoy
Whiskey Bravo.
Reservoir, just in case you were wondering. Down to 3,600. Okay. Keep our descent going. Slowly. We have not intercepted any glide path yet, but we're where we should be when it comes to altitude. There's no issues there. I'm starting to break out in a sweat, though, because we are approaching downtown San Diego. I see it right there. That's what almost broke us yesterday. Airspeed's good, though. We're technically, well, not technically, we are on final now. Coming up on O'Kane. Remember, at O'Kane we need to be at 3,600 feet. After O'Kane is CIJHI, CIGI, or however they want to pronounce it, at 2,700 feet.
Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo, descend and maintain 2,700 feet.
There it is. On schedule.
Descend and maintain 2,700 feet. Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo.
That waypoint where we need to be at 2,700 feet is 87 seconds away, 4 nautical miles. We're descending at 800 feet per minute, and we're at 3,500 feet, so that'll put us at 2,700 feet on the money. Please don't have some crazy landing again. It's not my fault. But all kidding aside, I mean, this is a major demand on the PC, on the sim. I mean, the amount of computing that's going on to depict all this is extraordinary. So before I start throwing fits,
Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo, you are 10 miles east of Lindbergh. Contact Lindbergh Tower on 118.3.
I think about what this used to look like, and it definitely puts it in perspective for me. Okay, we're getting to 2,700. We'll go over to Lindbergh Tower.
Whiskey Bravo.
Should expect to not receive descent instructions anymore. So we'll set our minimums as our altitude. 760.
Delta November Tree, 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo, Lindbergh Tower. Cleared RNAV Yankee, runway 27 approach. Altimeter 29.93, wind 239er at 4.
Looking good. 239er at 4. That's beautiful.
Cleared RNAV Yankee runway 27 approach.
Very slight crosswind from the left. Very slight. Go through our Gifley checklist. Gear. Deployed. Wait for 3 in the green. Come on. Inertial separators activated. Flaps. 1 notch. Fuel. 23, 24 left, right perspective. Landing lights. Already on. Yaw damper deactivated. See this magenta diamond is coming up. We should expect this to turn green momentarily. Stand by. There's the runway. We're at Rebo now. We're over Rebo. At Rebo we need to be at 2,000 feet, so we're a hair low.
Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo, cleared to land runway 27.
Go do a final notch of flaps. Clear to land. Runway 27.
Clear to land runway 27, Delta Tree Whiskey Bravo.
There's the GP. That's good. We're on the glide path now. Airspeed's 96. Reconfirm 3 in the green. Waiting for the stuttering. Waiting for the stuttering. There's downtown San Diego. All modded. Is there an aircraft carrier? Oh my god, there's an aircraft carrier at dock. That's sweet. Didn't notice that last night. We're on the glide path beautifully. What a difference it makes not having 10 million airplanes all over the place. Sync our heading bug just in case we need to do a missed approach. Set our altitude selector at 4,000 in case, again, in case we need to do a missed approach. I don't anticipate that as an issue. Short final now. Short final, right over downtown here, gang. Airspeed's 93. I'm waiting for the stuttering. It's early yet, though. Look at that. Yay, proper bridge. Boy, this is really a hairy approach. Right over the freeway, right over these hills. I've stood on one of these parking structures I've stood on. There's a parking structure right here. I've just done plane spotting. Okay, we're going to take over the airplane now. Autopilot disengaged. Let's get a couple whites back on the poppies. 89 knots, 88 knots on our airspeed. Seeing a little stuttering. Oh, there's an American flag there on the far left. Look. Come on. Don't get excited, girl. There you go. 1 white, 3 reds. Let's see if we have that traumatic, horrifying bounce that was not our fault that happened last time, okay? The verdict's still, the jury's still out. There's no verdict yet. There's an airplane on the threshold. I don't know if you can see it. I see it. But we still have landing clearance. Okay, this is going to be the verdict. This is the verdict, okay, folks? If I get that crazy bounce, that weird thing again, then we'll know not to come back here. All right, showtime. Idle. I'm not saying anything. Wheels down. Any crazy bounces for me? Well, this is good news. This is great news, friends. This is really good news. Okay, we'll contact ground. Taxi to parking. My goodness gracious. Fun to see real liveries. Haven't seen any real airlines in the sim yet, but this is a purchased mod, so. Made up the flaps. Well, I couldn't be happier.
Taxiing to General Aviation Parking.
I couldn't be happier.
Taxiway Charlie 4 Charlie Juliet Hotel.
I mean,
Whiskey Bravo.
you know, it was just so frustrating yesterday. Such a beautiful flight I made from Scottsdale to San Diego, and then to have that mess happen. Well, it appears as though taking out, I mean, there's still some stuttering. There's no question in my mind that our frame rates are down. But I think it's not unplayable. And to be able to land at a runway, or airport rather, this detailed is awesome. Especially when it handles well, comparatively well. I mean, if you watch yesterday's approach, it was a shit show. I mean, it was an absolute dumpster fire of the highest order. And this was pretty routine. Weird bump there. I don't know what that was all about. Going to ramp 1027. We were sent over to 1030 At least that's where we started from this morning, or this afternoon on our flight up to John Wayne. So I'm going to taxi over to our parking spot and gas up, and it is fun to see real liveries though. That's cool. Anyway, I'm going to do that and then taxi back to, or take off back to Orange County for another short flight. But you've seen my taxi and shutdown procedures enough. So that's it for now, and I'm going to pop open a bottle of champagne now, seeing that this worked well. So that's it for now.